George Washington once said that liberty, when it begins to take root, is a plant of rapid growth.
Yeah, and you know, John, when you hear him talk, he's an extremely impressive man. When I said that Republicans thought he was crazy, he's an extremely impressive man. He's brilliant. He practices what he preaches.
And I began to realize that this man is no joke. He is America's last true statesman, and he has actually been saying the same thing for the past 30 years about what our federal government needs to do to serve the people. That is, namely, follow the Constitution.
I have never seen so many viewer emails urging us to get a candidate on our air as I have with this particular gentleman.
Why don't we just open up the Constitution and read it? You're not allowed to go to war without a declaration of war. Now,
we've been dealing with this the last few weeks at CNBC. We did an online poll after the debate of who won the debate. Ron Paul dominated the debate, and some of my colleagues at CNBC thought that there was something wrong with that. They took the poll down. I want to tell you, my email box, thousands and thousands and thousands of email like I haven't seen from any other, followers of Chris Dodd or...
I say this with amazement, but it's becoming more and more clear that we live in the age of Ron Paul, Judge. I mean, you stop and think about it. Who's the father of the Tea Party? It's Ron Paul. I mean, Ron Paul's the guy who began the conversation about debt, deficit, high taxes, government.
Ron Paul signs all over the campus. As we were driving through Pensacola, there was a Ron Paul sign, handmade, actually stenciled, on every single sign where you could attach something, and that's happening all across America.
they have no idea what's going on.
This is just going to shake the establishment. They do not want this guy running for president.
The same man, I went on these websites and everybody's excited about this guy.
Here's a question for you. Could Congressman Ron Paul be President Paul next year? He's the best shot the Republicans have.
Ideas spread. They can't stop them. An idea whose time has come cannot be stopped by any army or any government.
I agree now with Ron Paul more than I did in 2008, and we have a choice, and I think this is the choice that's going to happen to us. You can't live in this middle ground with our Constitution. You can't. You either embrace the Constitution or shed the Constitution. And Ron Paul is the closest to our founders out of anyone up there.
Here to attack us because we're rich and we're free. They come and they attack us because we're over there.
That the Muslims hate freedom and hate liberty and hate women in the workplace, and that's got nothing to do with it.
We swore to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, but we found out the hard way that the greatest enemies of the Constitution are not to be found in the sands of some far-off land, but rather right here at home.
The presidential candidate that received more campaign contributions from active duty troops than all others put together, of course, is Ron Paul.
A champion of the Constitution and a stalwart of limited government. Wants to bring the troops home now and end America's involvement in 5 bloody, expensive, and immoral wars across the globe. He wants an end to the biggest Ponzi schemes in human history, also known as Social Security and Medicare. He wants to repeal Obamacare and get the government out of the healthcare business entirely. He wants the government to live within its means and not borrow one more penny to pay back its bills. He's sick and tired of all the money printed and perpetrated by the Federal Reserve that's literally stealing money right out of your bank account. And he wants to end the Fed.
We want an America full of principled people. Not people who say one thing and do something else.
It's a good thing to fight for what's right, and it's enjoyable to fight for what's right.